Your general presentation of the subject.
Senator Vandenberg, Eaton, members of the committee. The Congress in the coming session will be called upon to make decisions which, although less spectacular and dramatic, will be no less important for the future of our country and the world than those of the war years. It is unnecessary to elaborate for you on the somber picture of the world situation. You all, I am sure, are fully aware of its gravity and the immense responsibility which the course of events has placed upon our country. The President will lay before the Congress the program of his administration for aid to Europe. My duty as Secretary of State is to present the reasons for this program, the reasons why I profoundly believe that the vital interest of the United States is directly involved. In concentrating upon the problem of aid to Europe, I do not ignore the fact that there are other areas of the world beset by economic problems of tremendous gravity. But the very magnitude of the world problem as a whole requires a careful direction of our assistance to the critical areas where it can be most immediately effective. The need for our assistance in the European area is real and it is urgent. The report of the war ended with the armies of the major allies meeting in the heart of this community. The policies of 3 of them have been directed to the restoration of that European community. It is now clear that only one power, the Soviet Union, does not, for its own reasons, share this aim. And sacrifices of 2 generations of Americans, we wish to see this community restored as one of the pillars of world security, in a position to renew its contribution to the advancement of mankind and to the development of a world order based on law and respect for the individual. The record of the endeavors of the United States government to bring about a restoration of the whole of that European community is clear for all who wish to see. We must face the fact, however, that despite our efforts, not all of the European nations have been left free to take their place in the community of which they form a natural part. Wide the answer. The present line of division in Europe is roughly the line upon which the Anglo-American armies coming from the west met those of the Soviet Union coming from the east. To the west of that line, the nations of the continental European community have been grappling with the vast and difficult problem resulting from the war, in conformity with their own national traditions, without pressure or menace from the United States or Great Britain. Developments in the European countries to the east of that line bear the unmistakable imprint of an alien hand. All the nations of Europe, 16 in number, which were in a position to exercise free choice, gave a prompt and energetic response to the simple suggestion made at Harvard on June 5th last, and thereby an impressive demonstration of the continuing vitality of European civilization. Depending upon the develop a program for their mutual recovery. Their response to our suggestion of June 5th was a remarkable cooperative effort in a post-war world in which that element has hitherto been distressingly lacking. Congress will wish to go into the objectives and the details of the European recovery program at some length. Many governmental agencies, we have concluded that the Paris report correctly identifies the courses of action necessary to produce recovery and indicates an approximate order of magnitude of the cost for the full 4-year program. On the basis of present indications, The estimated cost to our Treasury of this program may be of the order of magnitude of $16 to $20 billion. We feel, however, for the full 4-year period. I feel, however, that we can estimate with reasonable accuracy and assurance the sum required for the first stage of the recovery program, which will cover a 15-month period from April 1st, 1948 to June 30th, 1949. Our tentative estimate of the cost, subject to final checks in the light of the Harriman report, is something under $1.5 billion for the last 3 months of the fiscal year 1948, and somewhat less than $6 billion for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 1949. The findings contained in the Krug report, the Norse report, and the Harriman report, together with the studies made by our interdepartmental committees, make it clear that a program in this order of magnitude can be safely undertaken by this country. I shall therefore recommend that the United States support the European Recovery Program and that an amount be appropriated for the 15-month period ending June 30th, 1949.